This is Leo Cloutier with Malice to an End. We're here at Jarry Park in Montreal today, and it's indeed a pleasure to have as our guest a friend of long-standing, one of the top managers in baseball, now a coach at the Montreal Expos. I'd like to welcome to our show, no stranger in our part of the country, Dick Williams. Welcome, Dick.
Leo, it's always good to see you, whether it be in Boston, Florida, or Canada.
Well, it certainly is a pleasure to see you. I've trailed you more or less in the last few years, and it's always been a pleasure to have a chance to chat with you. Dick, a big season is ahead. You're in a more or less of a strange town, and yet it's not a strange town because you've played baseball here before. What do you think of the outlook for the Montreal Expos?
Well, it's a question of how far our pitching can take us, Leo. As we talk this spring, we have some good young arms on this ball club, and as you know, it's an expansion club, so you're getting what is considered extra talent from other organizations. However, in the process of trades and player maneuvers, they hope to have a decent ball club here, and one that'll be in contention with a 5-year plan ahead of them. So you're not going to have a harder man working than Gene Mock. He puts in 28 hours a day, and he's all business, and this club will shape up.
Dick, you brought back many countless thrilling moments in Boston when you managed the Boston Red Sox, especially that 1967 pennant when your club was 100-to-1 shot. You must have enjoyed that particular season.
It was the thrill of my baseball career, without a doubt. I wanted to naturally manage in the major leagues, and I still do. And I think my time will come again. But that has to be the biggest thrill I have ever had, being on that ball club and having them play their hearts out and put out 100% all the time. And it proved that if you bear down every time you're on a ball field, the best will come out in you. You can bring the best of your ability out, and that's what happened that year. I would have to say that with the closeness of that race, and on paper, we certainly weren't the best ball club of the 4 that went down the wire that last week. But through desire and determination, they turned out to be the best.
That last day, you certainly were it. Dick, I don't think anybody will ever forget the day that you beat the Minnesota Twins for the second time, when everybody stormed out of the stands and onto the field, when it looked as though you might have one of the biggest riots since Red Letter Day in Russia.
Well, Lomborg, after the fly ball was hit to Petrocelli, and we all tried to get out to congratulate Lonnie, we never did reach him because the people came flying from all over. And luckily, it wasn't a hostile crowd. It was a happy and overjoyed crowd. And actually, those fans, that second half of that season, 1967, played a big part in us being able to win the American League Championship, because they came out in large numbers. They rooted for us, supported us, cheered us on, and even when we lost those 2 games at Cleveland prior to playing Minnesota the last 2 days, they said, "Don't get your daubers down." There were huge crowds out in our parking lot waiting for the players to come out to give them more confidence.
I think I certainly want to thank you very much for this interview. It's always a pleasure to run into you and to have a chance to talk to you. And I want to wish you a quick return to Major League Baseball managerial rank, and I'm sure it's not too far off.
Well, thank you very much, Bill.
Thank you, Dick. This is an interview with Dick Williams, a former manager of the Boston Red Sox, now a coach with the Montreal Expos. And this brings us to the end of With Malice to It, and for today until...
Brought to you by PosterFix. At PosterFix, we bring your vintage posters back to life. To learn more about Leo Cloutier's sports world, visit leocloutier.com.